So, believe it or not, we are in rainy season here in Koh Lipe. Hasn't been like this the whole time. We had some rain, we've had bits of heavy showers in the mornings, but today, it's just amazing. On the way here, we had nobody on our boat really, it was us and a few other people. And as you can see, it's super quiet on the island really. So the main reason we've come here now is one, that we knew it was going to be much quieter at this time of year. And we've also come here to do some diving. And we had the usual sort of concerns, like thinking maybe we'd have some trips cancelled for diving or that maybe it would just be raining the whole time, but it's really been not bad at all. So this is actually our first time in Koh Lipe, so we've not experienced it in high season, but we've heard that it can get extremely busy because it's a very small island and places get full, you can't book accommodation, and the island is just super busy. So with accommodation, it's been really easy to sort it out at short notice. It seems like loads of places are available. Where we're staying at the moment doesn't seem to have anybody else there. We're just heading out now to the Sunrise Beach side, and we'll show you what that's like.
One thing we've noticed whilst trying to walk around the outskirts of the island is that often the tide is super high and there is no beach, so you have to go into the island and get back out onto the beach. So if that's a deal breaker for you, maybe that's one thing to consider. Ooh, in and out. One of the best free things you could do here, get a kayak, head to this little desert island, all to yourself.
It's not free though, it's $200 for an hour.
Okay. Look at this water! So beautiful! And you can see the coral reef just here. This is magic! This is so pretty! We've almost made it, guys! Aaron's put in all the work. We're about to run aground on a beautiful desert island. Whoop!
What's going on?
I've tried everything too safely, I can't. It's been such a bright blue sky day. We thought we'd go for a lovely sunset dinner, but about 2 minutes ago the blue skies disappeared and this started happening. We cannot believe this is the same day.
So there we were, all smug, thinking we'd beat the rainy season. And we just come in like that. It's part of the fun.
Shining today, and we are taking you to one of the top dive sites in Koh Lipe. what's the difference between diving in low season and high season in Koh Lipe? Well, during the low season, that's April to October every year, half of the park is closed. That's under the marine conservation to allow it to regenerate and rest from all the divers that come here. But during low season, you still have access to a lot of dive sites, including the one we're going to be taking you to today, which is what Koh Lipe is famous for. You could expect in low season is temperate weather. We can never be too sure if it's going to be a beautiful blue sky day or absolutely chucking it down. But if you're coming in May to June, typically the weather is a bit more stable during these times and there's not so much rain. July to August is where the real rain happens, and probably a little bit more of a challenging time where we're hearing about trips being cancelled and really rough weather. We've been here for a week now and really we've not experienced too much bad weather, only in the mornings, and yesterday it went from blue skies all day to complete downpour just before sunset. So you might want to be flexible with your schedule and just have that in mind if you're coming here during low season. The other thing you might want to do is pack some anti-nausea tablets if you are planning on going on boat trips, because it can be a little bit choppier. Here we are on Sunrise Beach this morning. The sun is coming up behind those clouds, but that's low season for you. It's still a really peaceful place to start your day. The sun is trying to make its way out. I'm really impressed with this because it did forecast absolute thunderstorm, showers, lightning, everything for this morning. But as with these islands, you can't really predict what the weather's going to be like. You can't look at an app, you just have to get outside and find out. We found a salty sea dog. This is so beautiful. Look at the clouds just rising over the top of the island there. So while we sit here and enjoy this beautiful sunrise together, I thought I'd go through a few other things you might want to know about Koh Lipe. So many people want to know, what are the water conditions like between May and October in rainy season? Well, as you can see, it's flat out there today, and whilst the wind has died down, it's not necessarily the same situation for the rain or the storms. So it can really vary, and it is purely down to luck. When the winds do get high, that will mean that you're going to have choppy seas, which can lead to a bumpy ride over from Hat Yai or Langkawi. Trips from Langkawi to Koh Lipe don't tend to run in the low season, only in the high season. So when the weather does get quite windy and the waves get rough, or if there is a big storm, they do cancel trips. So that can be snorkeling or diving, but that can also mean your trip to and from Hat Yai, which might mean missing a flight or missing a day of your reservation. So you need to be a little bit flexible with your bookings, maybe book an airplane ticket that allows you to change date and time just in case. During low season though, the accommodation is abundant, so I wouldn't worry about extending for an extra night. One of the things Aaron and I would do differently if we came back is get somewhere on the beach, because it makes popping out for a snorkel and coming back for a nap so much easier. So one of the things with monsoon season is that the tidal changes can be a bit more extreme, and with that they can wash in some serious ocean plastic. The plastic isn't necessarily coming from the island, it's washing in from all over the place. Some of it's really, really old, some of it's pretty new. It just reminds you why you want to be a little bit more eco-conscious, especially when you're coming to these islands. They find it incredibly difficult to get rid of plastic waste. And it isn't just us noticing it. Locals who have been here for over 10 years have told us that it's become an ever-increasing problem on the island. To put it into context, this is a tiny island, and in high season, it can see up to 4,000 people arriving per day by boat. This island is undeniably one of the most beautiful places we've ever seen, and it is heartbreaking to see all of this trash both on the beach and inside the island and on the dive sites. So there's some simple things you can do when you visit small islands like this, just to make it a little bit easier for them to manage their waste and recycling. On the island, they love to give you plastic bags for everything. So bring your own reusable bag and be sure to tell them you don't need a bag before they give it to you. You can bring reusable straws, as they are put in every single drink. You can bring a reusable coffee cup or a reusable flask for cold drinks, as fruit shakes are usually made in takeaway plastic containers, even if you're drinking them in. And when you're getting in the water, to protect the beautiful coral life that's around here, you can always wear a rash guard or reef safe sun cream, which will help protect the coral from bleaching. Also, if you are heading out snorkeling, make sure you're not treading on the coral on your way out there. That being said, there are businesses on the island that are doing their best to make a difference here. Castaway Resort and Dive Centre are really eco-conscious, and one of the best restaurants we've been to on the island is Elephant, which have recyclable coffee cups, paper straws, and are really, really eco-conscious. On our way to sunset, fingers crossed, better luck than yesterday. I've done a wonderful job of anticipating there being no sun, and I didn't bring any sunglasses, but there it is. We made it. Season. Beautiful beaches and hardly anyone else on them. Just amazing.